Welcome to today's episode of our podcast, where we explore the essentials of converting websites into apps. Today, we dive into a crucial aspect, setting up your app's privacy policy in App Store Connect. Let's walk through the process together. First off, you need to log in to your App Store Connect app overview. Once you're in, select your app from the list. Now, on the left menu, you will find an option labeled App Privacy. Click on that. Next, you will see an Edit button next to Privacy Policy. Go ahead and click it. In the field labeled Privacy Policy URL, you'll want to enter the link to your website's privacy policy. Alternatively, you can use the privacy policy that we generated for your app. Just bear in mind that this generated policy includes your webtoapp.design account email address, which could be public. If you'd prefer to keep that email address private, it's best to skip using this policy. You'll notice another field titled User Privacy Choices URL. You can leave that one empty. After that, it's time to click Get Started. A dialog will pop up where you should select Yes, we collect data from this app, and then click Next. Here is where it gets a bit more detailed. You'll need to select what kind of data you collect on your website. Make sure you choose crash data as well, since your app does collect that too. Once you've checked all that apply, hit Save. You will now see all the data types listed with a Setup button next to each. Click the first Setup button. In the dialog that opens, you will be prompted to select the intended use for this data type. The most common options are App Functionality and Analytics. Choose the one that fits best and click Next. When you're setting up crash data, you need to indicate whether this data is connected to the user's identity. For most cases, that's not true, especially for things like anonymous usage statistics. So, for crash data, you should select that it is not linked to the user's identity. As you click Next through the setup, you'll reach a point where you can specify if you use the data for tracking purposes. It's important to always indicate that you do not use the collected information for tracking. If you say that you do, Apple might reject your app. Remember, their definition of tracking involves using this data across other companies' sites and apps, typically linked to advertisers. If your app doesn't need access to user advertising identifiers for its functionality, there's no reason to ask for tracking permissions. Now, you'll need to repeat this setup process for each data type listed, ensuring that each one is correctly categorized. When you're done entering all the data types' usages, look for the Publish button in the top right corner. If it's visible, click it to save your privacy settings. If not, don't worry. The changes should save automatically. And that's a wrap for today's episode. Once you've completed all the steps in setting up your app's privacy policy, remember to click that button to proceed with the next part of your app development journey. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you found this guide helpful when converting your website into an app. Until next time.